Hello and welcome. I'm Shelley, and today's video is about embracing minimalism to simplify your life and add joy to your life. As we age, for me, as I have aged, and I can't speak for you, but I'm sure that you probably feel the same way, you're seeking more joy and more peace in your life. So I have a business, and this ties in with that as well. I've started downsizing in my home, things that I don't use, things that don't bring me any value, things that bring me too much stress because I'm moving them around the house too much. So I'm getting rid of unnecessary things and taking them and donating them. That is in my home, in my personal home, but in my business, I have started to do the same thing. I have some big changes coming for my business. I'm excited about them, but I'm also nervous, I'll be honest. I'm going to be downsizing my business. So I'm going to be getting rid of unnecessary things that bring me stress, um, things that are things or people that are difficult to deal with, things that cause me to wake up in the morning and say, look at my schedule and go, oh my God, I'm not working today. I can't deal with this dog or this person. I'm a dog groomer. Um, I don't have very many humans that I have a problem with, but I do have quite a few dogs that are on the difficult side. And many times it's not exactly their fault. They've been mistreated, they're rescues, so they have some issues. Some of them I can work with and get them out of that, and others never change. So I'm going to be downsizing in my business as well, getting rid of some of the bigger dogs that I'm struggling with because I have back issues. And goes hand in hand with downsizing is to declutter. So once you downsize, it's easier for you to declutter. You downsize and you can make room for the stuff that's really important to you. And when I say that, I mean important stuff like keep sentimental items that mean something really, really mean something to you. Now you have room to either display them or tuck them away someplace. So you'll begin to declutter. You got to start small. I've started one room at a time, and I went in that room and I didn't just, not the whole room, but I started with a dresser. I started with, I went from one dresser to the next. And it was over a course of a couple days that I was able to get rid of things that I needed to get rid of. So you start small, and then you practice the one in, one out rule. If you buy something, for example, I have a problem with bags versus bags. Um, I'm always looking for the right one, and it seems that that's the right one, and then you bring it home and it's not exactly what you wanted. It's not working out. So you buy the next one. At least I do. So now I say to myself, okay, if I buy this one, then something in my home has to go. I have a fly that's flying around on my screen. I don't know where he came from. But anyway, so start small and practice the one in, one out rule. And here's one that I think is really important is focus on what brings you joy. A friend of mine, we went on vacation together last summer. That fly is back again. We went on a vacation last summer, and people talk about, oh, we'll buy a t-shirt, we'll buy a hat, we'll, buy this, that, or the other thing as a souvenir. And she said, the only thing that I buy for a souvenir, I take pictures, of course, but she said, I buy a magnet. It's just a little tiny thing, goes on my refrigerator. It doesn't cause clutter, it doesn't cause me stress, and it reminds me of my happy little trip. So focus on the things that bring you joy. Those magnets bring her joy. And simplifying can lead to more time for you. Honestly, I found that simplifying, you have less to take care of. If you don't have as much stuff, we call it simplifying, decluttering, minimalism, whatever you want to call it. But it seems to, well, I know that it does. It has given me more time. I have, and I am almost ashamed to admit, I had more clothes than you could ever imagine. Not just I would see stuff and I'd be like, oh, that's so cute, and I'd buy it, and I would have all these clothes. So I still have all these clothes. Well, I don't actually. They went to the Goodwill, or yeah, the Goodwill is where I took them. So I have more time now because I don't have as much laundry to wash. However, that does force me to stay on top of my laundry. It leads to less stress. The less that you have to worry about and keep up with, the less stress you'll have in your life. It's pretty simple, simplicity. And all of this combined together makes for much better mental health for yourself and possibly the people that live with you. Take the time to reflect on what matters most to you. This is a time in your life now that you need to concentrate on you and your self-fulfillment. Now, I'm not telling you to be selfish. I'm telling you that it's time to reflect on what matters most to you, okay? And your values, your goals, what brings you joy and fulfillment? What brings you joy and fulfillment? What are your values? What are your goals? Do you know this? That dang fly. Anyway, so do you know this? Have you taken the time to sit down and have a conversation with yourself about what's important to you, where you're going? And the next thing is to simplify your commitments. And what I mean by that is it's okay to have commitments, but say no to the ones that don't bring you joy. Say no to the ones that don't serve you. Maybe that sounds selfish to you. I don't believe that it is. I believe it is a form of self care. You need to take care of yourself. So simplify your commitments, embrace others and experiences over things. That's a big one for me. Um, I know people that absolutely, absolutely hold their material things over they value them over their family. And that makes me sad because in my opinion they're missing out on a lot. So embrace experiences over things. Now, I said that to somebody one day, and they said, well, you can have too many experiences and they all seem to run together. And my thoughts were, that's a sad way to look at it. I don't look at it that way. I don't have a big house. I don't have fancy cars and stuff like that, but I've had a lot of experiences. Granted, I have bought a lot of clothes. I bought a lot of pocketbooks. I bought a lot of things that have cluttered my home, no doubt. Um, but they're not high-end expensive things. I've never been able to do that. But yet they've cluttered my home. And I don't value any of that over experiences or people in my life, my relationships. And the last one that I think to embrace minimalism and to simplify your life is to learn to say no. We just talked about that a second ago. I will go back, simplifying your commitments. Learn to say no. This is something in my business I've had a very difficult time with. I I like to please my clients because in my opinion, when you please your clients, they will tell others and they come back and you've built this big clientele. Well, all of that is fine in the beginning of a business when you're first starting your business. However, having said that, looking back, hindsight, set boundaries. You need to set your boundaries from the beginning. I work from this time to this time. I'm not coming in early. I'm not staying late. These are my hours. This is what I'm doing. And stick with that. I was wishy-washy. Somebody would say, oh, well, I can't come in until um, 5 o'clock in the evening. Well, my hours are only till 4, but I would accommodate them. And I would say to myself, I'm building my business. So this is why I'm doing that. But also in your personal life, it's the same type of thing. We need to learn to set boundaries. We need to learn that um, minimalism is it is minimalism can simplify your life and reduce your stress. And it can work in your personal life, your work life, in either realm. And you need to learn to set boundaries so that you can keep yourself sane. I've been struggling with that a lot. But there's big changes coming in my business. Some I'm looking forward to, some not so much. And it's like I have one client tell me, you can't stop taking my big dogs. You can't stop taking my big dogs. I just live across the street from you. You're so convenient. And I thought, how selfish of you. I just told you I can't do them for medical reasons. And you're trying to make me feel guilty and do that anyway. Learn to say no. Just a little life lesson. I hope you got something out of this. And I hope that you will like and share and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you guys.